All right. And we're going to get to your calls, too, because I'm sure some are going to pop up. I heard this over the weekend when I was just hanging out with the fam. And, Kyle, you probably don't even know that song.
I do not.
I think you were 10 when that song came out.
I'm probably younger.
Well, it's a banger. You get your 12 in your car, and you play some Buzzin' by Man. And he never made another song. Great stuff, though. And
that's like that girl that had like a pop hit and is now like a rocket scientist.
Sure.
I was 8 years old when this song came out.
Don't tell me that ever again. All right. No more messing around. No more teasing. Carmichael Dave said, don't do it. He stormed out. But I said, look, the Kings are playing with a different set of rules. And I know this guy might be disrespected. I know this guy right now might be downtrodden. I know this guy didn't have the best Game 7 in the world. But we're not talking about championships in Sacramento, as it was not mentioned in any press conference. We're talking about success. And the reality is, James Harden has been successful.
He lost a lot of pounds. He was fat.
In the NBA. Extremely successful. We know about the MVP. We know about how he can boogie. We know about how he can distribute the basketball. The Kings need a point guard. Huh? So the trade target of the day is James Harden.
He lost a lot of pounds. He was fat.
With a player option the same age that he will be, 36. 36 years old with a 36.3 player option. He can opt out. Kyle and I, we got into it during the break because I said, well, I don't think anybody else is going to give him 36, so he opts in. And then if the Clippers maybe decide, hey, yeah, sure, you opt in. And I know it takes a certain amount of time before you can trade them if they do opt in. But he opts in, the Clippers, whatever the case is, they come to an agreement. The Clippers say, let's move on. You could get DeMar DeRozan, throw somebody else in there, maybe a pick or something, a second-round pick. The Kings then get a point guard that can distribute the basketball to Zach LaVine, that can distribute the basketball to Domantas Sabonis. In his later years, he has played a bit of better defense, okay? And he does have good length on him as well. So I know everybody is screaming, he's never going to finish the job. He's never going to win a ring. Okay, fine. But we don't necessarily need that. We're just trying to get to the playoffs. And James Harden, if you go in the direction of giving up, like I said, DeMar DeRozan, and I don't think I would want to do Malik Monk. I don't think that you would have to do Malik Monk. But you look at DeMar, he's making 36, so he opts in whenever he's available to be or able to be traded again. That's DeMar DeRozan, and they don't need Valanciunas.
It would have to be Devin Carter,
yeah.
And they might have to do Malik.
So DeMar DeRozan and Malik, right? And then you'd get somebody back from the Clippers as well. It wouldn't just be, maybe you get Chris Dunn or somebody like that. I don't know. I'd have to double check. But you find a way to get James Harden here. And I understand what everybody is saying. I'm not even the biggest James Harden fan. But you're in Sacramento. You're looking around. Every day we do this trade target, some are going to be young. Some are going to be older. Some are going to be your favorite player. Some are not going to be your favorite player. But to me, if you're looking around at what James Harden just did this season, he still has plenty left in the tank. And I understand he's getting paid like he has plenty left in the tank. And he turns 36 in August, okay? But he averaged 22.8 points per game this season. He played 79 games. 79. 5.8 rebounds, 8.7 assists on 41% shooting, 35% from three, 87% from free throw. Like I said, you're bringing in a guy the same age as DeMar. Yes, he's making more, but he's also more productive. And we can sit there and complain about, hey, he's not going to win a championship. What are we championship? What are we talking about?
But you know what he has done? Made the playoffs in 16 consecutive seasons.
That's what I'm saying. 16 consecutive seasons.
His entire career.
He opts in. I know I know, like, I wouldn't want to give up Malik for 1 year of James Harden, but you get, I know, Kyle, you had that look in your eye like you were cooking something up.
You would get Derek Jones Jr. You
got to do it.
Who is also on a 1 year contract.
So 2 rentals.
For a rental
for DeMar, who you were already going to lose. So it's really Malik. If you think about it like that.
Well, it's not exactly.
No. Hold on. James Harden and Derek Jones Jr. for Malik. Because you're already going to lose DeMar DeRozan.
But if that's the offer, why would the Clippers do that?
Throw in a second-round pick.
Sure. Okay, I'll make this point.
Because I can't give you a first-round pick for 1 year of James Harden and Derek Jones Jr.
James Harden was an all-star in the West last season, so this is not some schmuck on his way out of the league situation. Like, he was excellent in the regular season.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's also why the Clippers aren't going to get rid of him, is because he was excellent in the Western Conference this past season.
They might have to do something. I mean, you look around, what are the Clippers doing? They got the wall, they got the Intuit Dome. What are they doing?
I would also say you're making the case that he opts in, assuming he's not going to get $36 million.
He's not getting $36 million at 36
He just made the
old.
All-Star team in the West.
You think somebody's giving him $40 million at 36 years old?
I think the Clippers might.
So what, he would opt out and then sign a new deal?
Yes. Potentially.
What, 3 years?
I think he could. I think he's at the age where you can only sign for 2 years. It's like a weird
2 years, 80 mil.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I don't want it. I'm not doing that.
So here's kind of the point: is because of the player option, Harden. The only way he realistically ends up on the Kings is if he wants to be on the Kings. Let's just be straight up. And the only way. Do you remember that time that he called Daryl Morey a liar
in China?
Yeah, in front of a bunch of children.
Yes.
Because Daryl Morey lied to him about, just opt in and we're going to trade you. Something worse than that would have to happen to James Harden for him to end up on the Kings. Because remember, all that happened and he still got where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Clippers and he got to the Clippers. So James Harden would have to want to play for the Kings for him to end up on the Kings. There's no way they can manipulate this thing to make it work unless Sacramento's just we do not care about this next season. We're going to try and make it work with Harden and Domas. Harden's going to leave no matter what at the end of the season.
Yeah, and look, somebody, a mid-rock on the Sac chat is saying, I thought we were talking about sustainable success. I agree. And I'm not saying that they would do it, right? But I'm looking around here, and you got to take sometimes we're going to take big swings, sometimes we're going to take smaller ones. If I'm looking at adding Dennis Schroeder, losing DeMar, and maybe you do a deal with the Clippers and you can get, I don't know, Norman Powell and somebody for DeMar because they want DeMar. I have no clue what DeMar's value is. That's part of the problem with this whole thing.
Yeah, he could end up getting flipped for an all-star in a Ja Morant trade package, or they could end up flipping him for Tobias Harris, right? And
I need you to stop talking about Tobias Harris.
Fine, CJ McCollum.
Norman Powell, 1 year left. Again, so the Clippers are about a year. This isn't the year to blow it. It's next year.
Well, next year's the year they get out from all of it, because I think Kawhi also would have 1 year left on his deal. But yeah, I just assume the Clippers are going to run it back, make a couple tinkers. They have cap flexibility for the first time in 8 years since Ballmer bought the team. They have cap flexibility, so I don't know. We'll see what they do. But also, Norman Powell's Kawhi's best friend, so I don't know if they're going to trade Norman Powell unless they're ready to just get rid of Kawhi and move on from this.
Yeah, so to bring it all back home, James Harden to Sacramento Carmichael Dave. Look, we can say what we want about winning a championship, but last time I checked, we're just trying to make the playoffs.
Yes, I understand the people making the point about sustained success. This scenario is not about sustained success.
No, not at all.
This is, hey, let's just throw something at the wall and see what sticks, and then we'll blow it up after next season.
James Harden and Derrick Jones Jr. for DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, and a protected first. I can't do it. Not for 1 year, James.
Run that back. So it's
your deal, but then I added
a protected
first. That probably gets it done if you're the Clippers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
The Clippers are not sending James Harden away for DeMar. Think about what the Clippers would look like next year. It would be...
I don't care.
It would be Chris Dunn, Kawhi, Norman Powell, DeRozan, Malik, and Malik coming off the bench. Like, that wouldn't make sense for the Clippers.
They're soft launching their blow up. Why don't we just trade for Kawhi then at this point?
I mean, I would be down.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you would.
Again, Kawhi's
Kawhi's making $50 million.
Yeah, Kawhi's also going to have his jersey retired by that organization. So
good for him.
It's not that easy.
When we return, Kevin O'Connor's at it again. He has some things to say about Şengün leapfrogging Domantas Sabonis. Where does Domantas Sabonis fall on the big man ladder? And we open up the phone lines, 916-339-1140. James Harden, yay or nay? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.